I want to demonstrate a new application I found that has really helped me manage my cases, specifically manage all the information I collect while working my cases. I usually have a dozen or so cases assigned to me, and I know there's investigators out there with dozens of cases assigned to them. And one of the hardest things that we have to do is manage all the information that we collect while working our investigations. And that usually manifests itself, in my case, with post-it notes. I have sticky notes all over my desk. I'm writing on the back of an envelope. I'm writing on napkins. I'm writing on coffee cups, my hand, wherever I can jot down a note. And it usually ends up that when I need to put that information into the record management system for proper documentation, I can't find it. I've really struggled with this. It's jammed me up once or twice, and I've tried all different methods. I found this application called Stashpad, and it's an application for developers who write code, but I've adapted it for case management, and it's really worked, and it's made a difference, and I think that it will for you also. So I'm going to do a demonstration here. The first thing we have to do is go out to the internet, and we're going to go to stashpad.com. And you can click here, download the app, but the only thing that that's going to do is move your cursor over here to email address form. Put your email address in there and they will send you an email with the download link to get the app. I think they do that so that they ensure you get the right application for the operating system that you're using, whether it's Mac, Windows, or Linux. But giving them your email address isn't a bad thing. They've been very responsive, sending out tips and tactics and asking for feedback on the app. It's been a good experience, so go ahead and do that. I'm not going to go through the download process. Most of you should be able to figure that out. If you can't, contact me and we'll work through it together. Once you get Stashpad installed, you will have a desktop icon, or it'll be down here in your quick launcher or in your system tray, wherever you put it. Open it up, and this is Stashpad. I'm going to call this the desktop area. This is your note space, and then this, I'll call it the menu for lack of a better word. Just some customizations that you can do. You can do light mode. I like dark mode. Control Enter to submit. When you make a note here, if you hit Enter to move down to a next line, so it's a multi-line note, when you hit Enter, it'll submit the note. So if you don't check this, it'll do that. Your preference. This is the real magic of Stashpad, this focus Stashpad. You definitely want to make sure that's checked, and I'll give a demonstration of that in a little bit. There is multiple keyboard shortcuts. You can completely use this app with never leaving the keyboard. Just a whole lot of keyboard shortcuts here. There's also a search function, and I will go over that towards the end and show how valuable that is. There's two types of notes that you can make. Actually, one type of note, but the other is a stacked note, and I will demonstrate that. So this will be a note. You just type in this form box. This is a note, and you hit Enter. When you enter your note, it comes up here into this main desktop area, and you can type as many as you need. Here's what makes this valuable. You can click this switch here and make this what's called a stacked note. Think of your stacked note as a folder, and I name all my cases as far as in a stacked note. So whether it's incident number, last name, whether it's your victim name, your target name, whatever you want to do. For this demonstration, I'm just going to do case 1, make it a stack note. Case 2, make it a stack note. Case 3, stack note. Now, you can either drag these over here, or you can just right-click pin, right-click pin, right-click pin, and you can pin all of your cases over here. Then when you're working about your day and you get information pertaining to one of your cases, you can come back over, single note, it's for case number 3, and you can just make your note. I don't know whose phone number that is, but we'll use it. So I'm working more. I find information about case 2. I make my note. And then as you go back and forth, you have all your information right here. You also have tabs at the top where you can tab across. Now, here's what I think is the magic of this. If you are out on the internet, we're out browsing around, we're on the internet, oh, this here, I need this web address because this is important to one of my cases. I copy it. I can do that. Remember that focus Stashpad. So whether it's Command, Shift, 0 if you're on Mac, or Control Shift 0 if you're on Windows, Control Shift 0, and it brings Stashpad right to the front. And you can go, okay, well, that was for case 3, paste, enter, there's my note, right? It doesn't matter how deep you're in, it doesn't matter how many windows and other things that you have open. You have Stashpad hidden away, and you're wherever you need to be, Control Shift 0, and it brings it right to the front. So no matter what you're doing, the phone rings, you can immediately pull Stashpad up and make your note. Now, let me just close this here, open this back up. There is this search function. So I'm at home, and I know that I made a note, and I can't find it because I have so many notes, but I know that I made a note about my victim named Bob. I can't find it. Just search Bob. There it is. It brings your note up. Additionally, there is a trash can. So, you know, I want to delete this note. I don't think I need it anymore. And it turns out a couple of days later, I do need the note. Go into my trash. There it is. And you can empty your trash just like any other application that has a trash can. And you can go back through by day, see every note that you made in the particular day. You can look at every note you made over the week, every note you made over the month, and every note that you made forever. And that may be over a while. That's quite a bit. But again, this is Stashpad. A colleague of mine asked, why don't you just put the information right into the record management system as you get the information? And the answer to that is because our RMS system is horrible, and it's cumbersome, and it's not easy to use. And by the time I get access to my case in the record management system, I've already collected information, and my phone's probably ringing or somebody else is talking to me. So I'm making notes contemporaneously as I'm getting it, and that's how I end up losing it, right? So this allows me to quickly jot information down, quickly make a note, and I never lose it because it's always right here in Stashpad. It's made a difference for me, and I hope that it'll make a difference for you also.